What are you grateful for? Today's Junk Journal Madness video is about writing the gratitude, some of the gratitude in this junk journal. The topic is cornucopia of gratitude. That's our theme. I'm the guest collaborator with Susan of I Turtly Love It for this month-long project. In my first video, I brainstormed some of the things that I'm grateful for that I've been gearing up to write about on the tags and on this page, the pages of this mixed media journal. This journal is still in progress, and we are entering the writing portion of the journal.
And thanks for subscribing to my channel.
The first brainstorm that I had was people, places, and things. What kind of people, places, and things are you grateful for? In a previous junk journal, this was actually a quote junk journaling project, I wrote about a poem that I fell in love with when I was in college in my English major days. It's a Walt Whitman poem, and this poem was, there's a child went forth. Every day, the first object the child looked upon and received with wonder or pity or love or dread, that object the child became. And that object became part of the child for the day or a certain part of the day or for many years or stretching cycles of years. Whitman goes on to describe the early lilacs that became part of the child, the cow's calf, and the pond side, the barnyard, the fruit, the woodberries, on, continuing into also some of the not so pleasant parts of life that could be challenging. And those became part of that child who went forth every day and now goes forth every day. So I would like to reflect upon some of the people, places, and things that have become part of me through the years. I'm going to use this envelope to journal on to start with. And while I'm journaling, you can think about what things have become part of you, how you've worked them into your life, how you've incorporated them into who you are, and the person that you are becoming, that you're growing into, that you're learning from in the world and in life. And I'll set this to music as I'm journaling a little bit. I'll take this out of here so it's not bumpy as I'm writing on this envelope. I've been writing even more than anticipated. Here's my title in color, People, Places, and Things that I'm grateful for. It starts out here, reminiscing about the Walt Whitman poem, continues about the people in my life on the back of this, and somewhere else I mentioned my parents. Here's a picture of when they came to support me at my school art walk when I was teaching K through 6 art, and part of the art walk was in the outside garden. Let's see if I can get the back of this. This photo is from my Sprocket printer. It's sticker paper, really handy to have. So let's see, I wrote about them here, would like to put it on here. So this photo is my school art walk when I was teaching elementary art. Part of the art walk was throughout the hallways of the school, and there was also some artwork hung up in the garden outside. So that's a photo with my parents. Where is this pocket? There. And then I kept writing and doodling about some of the things and places and people that I had wrote gratitude about. No judgment on my piano. I didn't practice it beforehand, and it looks like a little little box, a box piano. So that will go in here as well. Then I also wrote about my spouse, my husband Stan. Here's his photo with me at a recent event. I also printed this out on the sprocket and then I cut around it so it would have an interesting cutout look to it. I was going to put it on this tag that's in the plastic pocket, but then I changed my mind. I'd like to put it on the plastic pocket itself. Maybe about there. So that has a fun look to it. And then you can still see it when I take this tag out. I will continue writing on tags and on the journal, and I'll touch base with you again to share what I've done. I'm now sitting outside to do my gratitude journaling, and I thought it would be helpful to show a quick look of how I positioned different tags in different spots. They can always be changed around later, but I put them where they seem to fit, where they looked good, and I'm ready to start the writing on them now. So here's a look at one way to organize things and then start the writing portion of a gratitude journal. All right, I have done quite a bit of writing, and let's go through it together. At the end of the video, I will share why I have this little seed setting over to the side. Here's the spread that we journaled together. I wanted to mention and thank Kanzi Sindet of Atop Serenity Hill because she did this tag printable that was on the other side of the photo. I have used quite a few of her tags in different junk journaling projects such as this. Thanks, Kanzi. So on the tea packet, there are 3 little tags in here. I looked back at my web with the physical and non-physical. Wanted to make sure that I wasn't just mentioning physical things that I started with, and I wrote beyond the physical. I appreciate taking things to a deeper level. Self-growth, deep meaning, intentions change, the why of life. And I'm putting those 3 mini tags into this yummy peppermint tea packet pouch. There is that inside the tuck spot. Then where this paper clip was, I moved along to past, present, and future gratitudes. The first past one is grandparent memories. I did a tribute on here to different special moments and memories of my grandparents. Inside of this booklet, I have a tag that says unforgettable at the bottom. I was the 2010 Elementary Art Educator of the Year in the state of Arizona, which was a really special memory, so I'm including that in my memories. I did a little bit on memories later. I'm now moving along to the present and the ever-expanding circles of my place in the world. So I just did a little doodle of me, community, and universe expanding and beyond to all the fabulous wonders of the beyond. Here is the other part of my snippet roll where I wrote a bit about when I started and retired from teaching. This star is something that was in a previous art swap that fell off from that, and I included it in here, showing gratitude for other artists. This spread is in honor of my parents. This was actually a place card that I made for my mom's 90th birthday party. I did a sentence about my dad, and a thank you to both of them over here. Thank you for loving me so much. A lot of these pages, I thought it was too much writing if I kept writing, so there's some kind of artwork that I'll be putting on here, including this spread. But I wanted to remember that still in the present, and also thinking about my journey through life. I had mentioned earlier that we can be grateful for challenges. I've had some health challenges, and I just wrote health challenges create strength. I wrote that up on the side as a reminder that I want to do some kind of artwork with that there. And then on the cloud page, thank you to myself for surviving, for making it through the various challenges in life. This is a Louise Hay affirmation card. I'm willing to learn something new every day, and I'm really grateful for my openness for learning, because there is so much to learn in life that helps us and helps others. And I wrote a bit about things that I have learned: self-love, self-confidence, expression, service to others, perseverance. I also connected another collab on this artist trading card, this ATC. I am part of a hashtag mental health awareness collab. I'll put the link for that in the description of this video also. The quote for November is, "Today is a great day to be proud of all the progress you've made." So I think that progress is a wonderful thing to be grateful for. Acceptance for where we are and where things are in life, and appreciative of how we've grown and where we're going. This is an Amazon bubble wrapped envelope. I cut the corner of it off, made it into a pocket. The ATC doesn't follow to this side because of the pocket. It's loose because of that. Let's look inside there, because of how big the bubble wrap is. So it's loose in there, but it doesn't fall out, because if it falls that way, it's trapped by the inner spine of the book. So even though it's loose, I'm comfortable that that's staying put into there. I want to do some more artwork and journaling on here that I haven't done yet, as well as here. This final spread in the beginning, I wasn't sure if I liked this last page glued down like it was, or what I was going to do. I'm going to keep it, use it as a tuck spot. Maybe I'll use a little clamp clip on there with some reflection notes at the end of this junk journal. Then in these tiered pockets, I have some playing cards and tags. I am grateful for the journey, the whole thing, everything that's part of life that is along the way. On the heart, I wrote, "Gratitude grows the heart." Doing this gratitude journal, it gives you a chance to stop and reflect and appreciate. Sometimes we keep getting busy with life and going along things, and it's good to take a moment to appreciate everything that's part of being in this existence. The future, and I did some of the thank you letters. I wrote a little bit in there also. The future, seeds. I want it to be as simple of a statement as this: seeds. I'm thankful for seeds. Seeds that grow plants, seeds that grow thoughts, seeds that become things as they're grown and nurtured. You know, something as small as, yes, a mustard seed. No, this isn't a mustard seed. This is an acorn squash seed. But from the tiniest of seeds, as small as the tiny mustard, as large as, what's a large seed? Is a coconut considered an actual seed? Whatever's a large seed. Grateful for the hope, the promise, the excitement of a seed that has the possibility and the fortitude to become something more and to continue life onwards. So that's what I have done today with the writing in my cornucopia of gratitude junk journal. I have not finished all of the writing. I took a break from it because I didn't want to get overloaded with too many words. I'm ready to go back to some of the visual things of this journal and use some colors, papers, textures, mixed media in the next video to make a nice balance between pictures, colors, visual things, and the written text in this junk journal madness. I almost said junk journal magic. Junk journal madness project that I'm collaborating on this month. Thanks so much for journaling with me and watching.